Bada bing, bada boom. We are live. Oh, let me eat a fan real quick. I also feel like I may end up needing an energy drink, but we're gonna see how it goes. But where we are is right back here, where I don't think I've done much since the last time we played. May not have done anything, but I think the plan for today is to try to finish out this industrial-like building and move over all of the industrial-like stuff to there. What do I have auto-crafting? Oh, that's right. We're crafting the gigantic processor. Yo, what's up? How's it going? What's up, Cryptex? How are you? All right. Let's do this. How low? That's just going to be going for a while. So that'll be our ME FE storage. That one is needed. I don't think any of these are needed at all. So I think we're going to move all of those real quick. And I think we're going to have to do it one by one because there's going to be patterns that are going to need to be associated with each one of these as we go. You need a poke PT? Do it. Okay. So we're going to start on the bottom. Probably with the mechanism machine. So the goal is to put that there, put the metallurgic infuser on top, and then put the obsidian right on top of that. And then I should be able to throw the rest of those back in there. Then I can throw the single pattern provider I have back in the bottom, and we're good to go. I'm doing really good. Just popping on to get away from reality. How's your day going? Man, I'll tell you what, my day's going pretty good. It's been a good day so far. Work was good. Really nothing to complain about. But yeah, I totally get it. I often watch streams during the day as well. It helps make the day go just a little bit faster. I'm going to split the inventory in two here. Take those three with the pattern provider and enrichment chamber. That way we can move 2 machines at a time. Increase our efficiency even just slightly. All right. Pattern provider, enrichment chamber. Then inside of here, we have those 3. And I'm also trying to set all of these up in the same direction, so that way, hopefully, the patterns stay associated. Or stay the same direction, the correct direction. That on top. And now we can throw the rest of this back into here. For space's sake, they can be next to each other without issues. Yeah, they could. But I don't think I'm going to have too many of it. Even the full fuel thing that we had in the last one for all of mechanism, if I go every other space here, I wouldn't fill up the whole side. Plan on doing like 500 machines each, but I just discovered instead of 12, we need 15 machine rows, some more cramping. That's crazy. Why that much? Is that just for the fuel production? That's pretty intense. Take these 2 real quick. For the induction matrix. Gotcha. That's these 3, and then those 2 patterns go in it. That's fine. The other thing is it's easier to do the side associated import-export if they are not next to each other, because then I don't have to come in here and worry about the left and right removing all the stuff from them, you know? Like, I can just know that they're going to work and not push to anywhere else. It requires 3 million red alloys? That's nuts. That is actually a lot. That is pretty crazy. All right, we got those patterns in there. We got the furnace. We got our dissolution chamber as well. This one's going to be a little bit more tricky because there's a lot more I need to move over with it. You know what I could do? I think that ought to work pretty well, actually. Grab all of that. Pick up this guy. This guy. We'll fly them all over. Not needed, so I'll just do 5 rows of 45 each machine. That's still so many machines, though. Like, that is a lot. We're going to put this set of stuff over here. We got a 1. Start on the edge. That there. Dissolution chamber on top. We throw all of our patterns in. We may end up adding more patterns to that. I don't really. But we'll see. Then we are going to need 2 wireless connectors for each side of that. I might leave that there. You know what we might do? What if we put that as like a little feature piece on the nature island? That might look sick. That might actually look really nice. We'll see. I need to move my ME controllers, what I was going to say. Oh, hey. Looky there. We got our storage cell done. Go throw it in. So this means we should be able to store FE now. Again, I have no clue how that works. I just know that theoretically you can. Do I need some sort of like an import bus pulling it in? It is overkill. Absolutely, it's overkill, right? But it'll be nice to have. It'll be really nice to have. So right now there are 12 different machines working. Gotcha. Yo, what's up, Tortson? How's it going? I'm doing really well. I think we can take this down. That's good to go. That's fine. I don't want to move ours yet. Hostile neural networks can stay. That's fine. And then all the B stuff I don't want to mess with yet either. I think the big thing is going to be figuring out where we want to put my ME control. The Flux accessor attached to a controller point. This guy? Does it require a channel? Start that real quick. Throw that in there. This guy, that guy. Yes, it does require a channel. Okay. So we're saying put it next to a Flux controller. Because I can do that. And then we just have to hook it up real quick. Requires a turn slap a point on it. And a Flux point. So it doesn't have to be attached to the controller. This could actually be anywhere. On my ME controller. Oh, see, I'm picking up what you're saying now. So you're saying do that. And then take one of these points. We slap it on there. Select the right network. And then power search to pull literally every bit of FE I can out, right? Right? That's what we needed to do there, right? Fast mode on. Absolutely. Yes, thought. It is it's draining. Flux will take control of your power.
Lex Unam says, it will eat you power like 4 guys in an all-you-can-eat.
So if we leave a limit on there, it's probably better, right? What I usually do is have 2 Flux accessors, one with a point on the same network as the generators, and one with a plug on the same network as the points on my machine. So that way it all has to pass through the ME system. Put like a 10 million limit. So this is 800,000 right now. So if we go 10 million. That's 1 million, 10 million limit. Okay. How do I know when it's close to full? Slash, will it ever get close? Oh, it's never getting close to full. How are these guys looking? Oh, they're fine. They are fine. Just fine. You'll probably never fill that. Yikes. I mean, that's good to know, though. The cells are massive. Well, good to know. We've got it all set up now. So now we can come through and actually clean up the rest of this. And now that that furnace is done, we can move it over as well. Everything up. I'm still trying to fill your 16M. Jeez, that's crazy. Okay, so I got to get rid of all the stuff I don't really need right now so that I don't mix it in with all the patterns. Then we're going to pick this guy up and this one up and break that and move that. All right, furnace could go down here, although I don't see much point in it going down there. What if we put the furnace up here instead? I don't necessarily see myself using more than one furnace. I will probably upgrade that furnace quite a bit. But for now, that ought to be just fine. And then all I have to do is add an induction card, which I think we're going to probably want to set up a pattern for, given how many of these I think I'm actually going to use. So Flux accessor, this guy. Energy acceptor, that guy. Then it should be this. And then I think that's all the patterns. Think. Induction card. Give me a bunch of them. Oh, I can't make silicon because silicon's attached to this. See. So silicon blend. No. What is it called? Block of silicon comes from actual silicon, which is quartz blend. It's a quartz blend. Okay. So I do need to add some power temporarily to this so that we can get all of this done. And then
Lex Unam says, new game, drink water for each time. John says I should make a pattern for that, but I does not do a pattern. Best game to be hydrated.
That's really funny. I just did an SPS and it wiped out my generating. Yeah, SPS absolutely eats through power, dude. Quartz blended, any regular quartz cooked. There's a button. Yeah, there's a button on the left of the terminal here to change the terminal style. I use the full height terminal, but you have the small one, the medium, the large, and then the full height. Highly recommend full height. You can see so much more in there. Okay. So now we add the induction card, and that should keep this thing powered. Hopefully. Theoretically, right? Silicon equals nether quartz cut. Got you. Okay. Why not just use Certus dust? The reason to not use Certus dust is because it's less efficient. So if we look at each Certus dust only creates one quartz. We're just gonna go back to quartz or silicon. Silicon. So smelting, each quartz blend makes 4. Each Certus quartz dust only makes 1. And to make the quartz blend, it's just extra sand and charcoal in addition to the quartz. So you might as well go with it, right? If it adds 4 times the amount that you're getting. Plus, you take one of those into 6, and each one of those 6 makes you 4. So feel free to do the math on that, but it makes quite a bit more. Like 24 silicon instead of 1 for every Certus quartz dust. Yeah, you get a lot more. That's why. That's it. That's all it is. Pretty straightforward. Let's see. So we got most of that stuff moved over. I still need to set up wireless connectors to all of it. I think is mostly just going to be dense cabling behind everything. I don't foresee myself doing a lot else, but I should be able to break that. And then we're going to do this real quick. And then here at the end, we'll add the wireless connector. Oh, I forgot I actually put glass on that level. We'll do the same thing here.
Lex Unam says, John, how
There we
many
go.
eggs do you have in the GUI? And
How
also
many
put
eggs?
the cable underground and use facade to hide it.
I could do that. It's not a bad idea. I don't know if I want to though. Hey John, if you have a minute, can you please show me your current method to get mystical ag essences out of the harvester connected to your IMI? Yeah, absolutely. I have 0 eggs. My current strategy is throwing them all directly into an IMI interface. So there is a harvester pylon underneath there, and the IMI interface is the chest that goes on top of it, the storage that needs to be provided to it. And so it just gets put directly in there, and then the wireless connector just connects it into my IMI system. So it literally goes direct into my IMI system. I think I've thrown all my eggs to answer that question from earlier. I think they're all gone. So if I did do this underground, we'd have to do it like on this level right here. I have my... Okay. Gonna take 8 years with this pickaxe. How fast is this one? Much faster. Still getting the flying penalty, which is ever so slightly annoying. Okay. So you're saying that I should run it right here instead of the other way. And I'm not inherently opposed to that. I do think it's actually going to look better. The wireless connectors and the setup kit. Break this last one here. Boom. Okay. So, wireless connector. Connect it. We're going to fly across. Did you happen to see the base build in Discord? I did. It turned out so good, dude. It looks really good. We'll just connect it to this guy because I know that one's dead. All right, so that'll connect that first line. We're going to do a second one as well, though.
Lex Unam says, in the server we have a lot of cables with facade, and I like that idea a lot.
No, you're right. It makes it look a lot cleaner. I agree with you, Lex. Okay. Then I got to go all the way to the other side, too. You have the whole interior to do, but the outside is done now? Hey, it looks really good. Since my mystical ag farm will be close to IMI, I'm thinking of doing mystical ag farm, local functional storage wall into IMI interface via IMI cable. Hey, that'll work too. Mine goes through my IMI system to get to the functional storage wall, but the concept is exactly the same. All right. So then I should have to come in here, break that, put this there, wirelessly connect it, and then I do have to get at least one more of these. Perfect. I did put one in there, right?
44 says,
Yeah, I did.
Bruh, get stable footing on ya boots ASAP. Grinning face with sweat. I kinda get itch in my hands and legs seeing slow mining speed while flying.
I should. What are the odds I have it already? Stable. No, I don't have it. Have I enchanted these? I did put fortune or protection 7 on them. But I probably could find some stable footing pretty easily using other sets of armor. How do the facades work for AE2? Facade. XNet. What kind of facade am I looking at? Because I have never actually used those before. Just got into modded MC, and this is my first mod. All of this is so confusing. Hey, well, if you got any questions, feel free to ask. We can help out with at least part of that, make it a little bit easier on you. Facade. What facades do we use? 4 cable anchors, and then the block in the middle of the crafting table. Cable anchor. Cable anchors. Cable anchors. Let's look at what these are used for. You said it's 4 cable anchors and then the blocks you want in the center. So I need to make a whole bunch of cable anchors. That's what I'm hearing. And then what I want in the middle, which would be this light gray concrete. Oh, I see. Whoa, that actually looks so good. It's so much better. That's gonna look so clean. What a fantastic suggestion. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And we're just gonna go ahead and cover the rest of it up because I don't know what else I'm gonna be putting in here or when I'm gonna be putting it in here. So might as well make it look nice for now. All right, there we go. Those are a blessing. Yeah, they're very cool. Is there an AE2 keybind? I do not know how to remotely view auto crafting or just, it's an item. It's this guy right here, the wireless universal terminal. And I have it bound to my C key, but it basically is just, you've got your crafting terminal. You can add a wireless pattern encoding, a pattern access, all of those right in here. And then you do have to have a network point, as well as some range upgrades, but it works really well. So all of those are online, which is good. I just need to make sure that there's nothing else I want to move over there. Let's see. Do you know how the point system in the Library of Alexandria works? I couldn't find a video on it unless I missed one. I do. Each level of an enchant is assigned a value, and they're exponential. So not necessarily exponential, but it takes a lot more to get a higher level. Give you an example here. Efficiency. So efficiency, we go from 15 to 16 with a level 1, but if I were to add the level 5, then it's of that full 16 points. So as you go up, the number of points taken increases. So I think 1 is 1, 2 is 2, 3 is 4. Yeah, that's what it is. It is exponential. So 3 is 4 points, but then 4 is 16. Yeah, exactly. Tortson added the math, but basically level 5 is going to be 16. Level 6 is going to be 32. So on and so forth. And it may be more than that. I don't know. I'm probably explaining that terribly, but the higher points you have available, the more you can pull out. However, you cannot pull out more than the max of the highest enchant that you put in. So like Fire Aspect, for instance, I can pull out a tier 5 several times, but I can't pull out higher than tier 5, right? But if I were to take these and go to an anvil, it may be capped at 5. I'm not sure. I could get, yeah, it just gives me 5 back. But if hypothetically I could change that to a 6, I could throw it in here and then get it back out at 6. Hopefully that makes sense. So to get a real high level, I would just need to enchant the books over and over again. Yeah, so after you've got the max enchanting set up with Apotheosis, I just enchant books over and over again to get them all built up to whatever tier you need. That's what I tend to do. I was going to go over there and look to see if there's anything else I wanted to move. Okay. Apotheosis can stay because I don't have a good spot for that yet. Is it time to tear all this down? Y'all think it's time to take this down? I'm kind of leaning towards it may be time to take all this down. Because this is just a mess that needs to be done away with. A huge mess. Yeah, I watched your video and I was just a bit confused with the leveling system. Got you. Yeah, I I don't know the exact number that's required for each level to increase. Like I said, there's some math behind that. But what I do know, you can't pull out any more than what you've put in, the highest tier that you put in. So you can't automatically level it up like that. But if you do pull them out and combine them, you can pull them out at whatever that new highest level is. Yeah, I didn't want to do that. I kind of want to go through and break all these chests or drawers. And then the plan is to kind of redo this setup in a manner that is a little bit cleaner instead of what I did here. Because to be honest, this was one of the more disorganized things I think I've done. I do want to put the extractors in there as well, though. Those will move. Okay, from here, let's do this real quick. I did pull out all of these, or break them all. But we're going to add these ones back in real quick and get a pipe up wrench so that we can pipe all the current items out, because it will automatically take care of them for me. That way I don't have to figure out what to do with all the stuff in those chests. That should put everything right in here. Why is that still got a bunch of stuff there? All right, much better. Now it's much better. Yeah, so it's still filtering through all that stuff. Could add and should probably add some of those speed upgrades back in. Because that'll make it basically instant. All right, so these should be pretty close to empty now. Certainly getting closer. My setup was so compact, it hurt my brain to get it situated. That's funny. You can send all enchanted gear into a disenchanter to extract them into books and send them automatically into the library. That's one of the things that I'm trying to figure out a really good way to do. I'm working on it, but I haven't quite figured it out yet. Because I would like to have a mob farm video for specifically apothic bosses that takes the enchantments off their gear and then automatically puts it into a library, because that'll give you really, really high level ones. Yo, Triplegate, thank you so much for the subscription. I appreciate it. You can export enchanted books out of the Marine Fisher from Industrial Foregoing straight into the library. I didn't even think about the fact that this would pick up books, but I suppose that makes sense. Okay. Are these empty? They are. Perfect. We will go through and pick all of those up. And then also break all of these. And I should no longer need this here at all. Okay. All that can go in there. For the pipe wrenches, because I'm hoping to avoid using pipe wrenches at all. What I do is a normal mob farm, use a pipes and laser oil to extract all the enchanted items into the disenchanter. A modular router to the disenchanter to extract and move the disenchanted gear into a salvager. I've seen that, and it looks really clean. And is very close to what I would want to do. I don't even know what to do with all of these oak drawers that have... Maybe I don't do anything with them. Because realistically, all I'm going to do is also move all of this stuff into a more organized area and then feed it all directly back into all of these anyways. All right. We'll get rid of that and the cobble, and we're going to ditch the drawers as well. That one, this one, and there's just a couple more here. SFM can't detect enchants, sadly. It doesn't support NBT filtering. That would be so clean if it did, though. It would be awesome. Oh, I didn't want to put any of that in there. It was all supposed to go in here. That's fine. How am I disabling that? Okay. I did pick up all of these. I should be able to do with the magnet pretty easily. All right. And then come back here. We will push all the rest of that back into there. Now my hammer is what I need to assign directions on the flux hammer. And so we're going to use that for all 7 of these setups. And I think I'm going to do them all in here too. Oh, well, learning, you could combine the above for a bit of cleaner setup, though surely without having to use pipes. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, you could. But I hadn't in the past. What we're going to be doing this time is definitely cleaning that up a little bit. That I don't need. Actually, I might need those chests, unless I have it all push into like an ME interface or something like that. I could do that. That might be an interesting idea. The only problem is if I do an ME interface, how do I get it all sorted? That's the only problem I foresee. But I'll think about that another time. For now, sifting. We are going to actually put hammers at the bottom of each one of these. So 1, we'll do a space in between 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it hammers? No, it's the okay. I'm going completely backwards here. Give me 2 seconds. Completely backwards of what I wanted to do. I want the sieves down first. And then on top of that, we go the hammers. So that should be right. Cobblestone into gravel and then into there. And then that's 2. What if I started with the biggest one first? So I think the biggest one would be dust, which would be cobblestone to gravel, gravel to sand, sand to dust, dust into there, and then that, and then just 1 across the board for the rest of these, I believe. Yeah? I think that's correct. I'm 90% sure that's correct, with the exception of potentially the sides. Because I need it to output to the bottom on all of these. You could add 1 more sieve for soul sand if you wanted. That's true, I could. Especially now that I could have that automated. Perfect. All right, so now the problem is going to be, how on earth do I set this to output at the bottom on those? And I'd have no clue if I'm even doing that. Hopefully I am, though. I think it's close. Yo, what's up, Big Jim? How's it going? How are you? So with that out of the way, we can also throw all of the speed upgrades back in. And then also the sieve mesh. Got that one. Okay, so we're just looking at this one. I wonder, does that take all of them or just, yeah, it does. All right, so flux hammer, the mesh. Oh, that one also gets speed upgrades. Let's just do all the speed upgrades first, and then I'll go back through these last 3 and put meshes in. Okay, 1 of those. Oh, just goes in like that. That's so easy. That's way easy. Have you got extend crafting yet so you can craft vibranium? I have not gotten there yet. Not yet. You didn't set them to the bottom? I was wondering if I did. But I also don't have a lot of viewing space. How do I know if it's set to the bottom? Also, why is this one not letting me set it to the bottom? Is it because it's already set to the bottom? Yeah, okay, perfect. Excellent. Hopefully those are all set correctly. Hopefully. I do need to power all of them. Which I don't... Alright, well, do we have any solid power ideas for how to throw power on all of these without it being terrible. A shrinking device. That's actually a really good idea, Dead Soul. I didn't think about that at all. J Bark suggested it too. So I think I've got most of these set up correctly. Missing inventory on output side, which means I don't have these set up correctly. All right, well, in that case, which one do I need? It's this one, right? Do I not have stone as a... Or is this not hooked up yet? This isn't hooked up yet. That's what the problem is. Wireless connectors, and then that. I have one of those on me. Bingo, bango, and we will run that below with facades momentarily. I just need this first. There we go. A windmill, lots of cables, JDT wireless transistor. Gotcha. Shrinking device. I just need one. Okay. And then auto output on. Beautiful. Stone button. Personal shrinking device. Should auto charge on my hotbar, maybe? Just very slowly. How does this thing work? How do I set up the transmitter? Oh, it's all good. How do I tell it to shrink me? Because I have no idea how that thing works. Do I... Shift right click, control right click? And is it based on how much power it has, or... And right click to set the size. Okay. So that's how much it's miniaturizing me. Perfect. So do I need to break all the things that are underneath to be able to set these all to the bottom? Is that what I'm actually going to have to do here? Because I don't see it letting me click any of these. Okay, well... Those are all the single ones. Put that there. So it's not letting me do anything that it wasn't letting me do before. And it still doesn't... Oh, it's out of energy now. Okay. All right, so maybe we did actually fix something there. Missing inventory on output side. This one's out of energy, out of energy, out of energy. Okay. So the hammer, one more hammer goes down right there. We're going to shrink ourselves again. Do that. Make sure this one's good. Make sure this one is good. Okay, all right. That does work. That one's fine. These two need to be fixed. That's weird. I wish that was a little bit easier to do. That wasn't the right place. There we go. And then one more right there. Okay, so all of these should just now have out of energy errors, with possibly the exception of the tall stack. Out of energy, out of energy, out of energy. Perfect. All right, now these guys do need some sort of an inventory to output to. It looks like, but I am wondering if I could make that ME interfaces. They were good. The X is energy. Yeah, some of them were. Some of them were not. Some of them said it didn't have an inventory on the output side. What are y'all's thoughts? Interface. Make 10 of those real quick. Gotcha. It shows your setup. That makes sense. And more than extended interface. That's actually a really good point. Extended. Swap over to here real quick because I'm going to want to make this a craft interface. That's not the craft I want for it. Crystal assemblers. All right, let's go find our crystal assemblers real quick. Functional storage with input interface with Omega. I see, that's what I had before. And I don't dislike it, but I think it would look cleaner if I did ME interfaces actually underneath each one of these so that the output side is actually the bottom. Might look funky on the roof of the next floor down, but that's what I'm thinking. Here's what we're gonna do. You guys don't have to sit there and suffer through it. Why on earth did it go so far? It should have just broken blocks that were similar. Well, I guess the black one was. It's a little further, but whatever. I am missing a lot of meshes. Those 5, in fact. 4 and 5. This one still got it. Okay, good. And then I assume, yeah, everything I broke, I got to get the upgrades for upgrade. Snag all of those real quick. 1, 2, that one's fine. That one's good. That should just be the bottom ones along here. Okay. All those are upgraded. Put the interfaces from functional storage and then link them. I mean, I could do that. I feel like it would be a lot easier with the ME system. The bottom of my screen. Why does it keep doing that? So that's where it should be. Right there. I don't know why the bottom was cut off. That's odd. Yeah, I've had some issues with it. It's because it's not, I don't know why it's not getting the full, it's very close to the right aspect ratio, but it's not quite. And so it is cut off a little bit on the sides usually, but I guess every once in a while it just resets and goes to the bottom, which is odd. Okay. So those are semi set up. Next, what I need to do is get those extended interfaces. Make 10 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need 7 of them realistically. We're just going to put them directly underneath each one of those. And then I'm going to break them all so that I can actually set the output side for these, unless it's by default. Oh, it is by default that. Okay, excellent. Can I put induction cards in here? I can. Okay, but that's only going to work for the bottom ones. I could just do like an energy transmitter. I'm trying to figure out a cleaner way to get energy to all of these than running cables, right? Do you play full screen or windowed? It is windowed. And that's simply so that I can get out and mess with stuff on like OBS or Discord or on the streams without the streams actually like it turning black or anything like that. All right. I like the concept of this. Yeah, I was thinking about the energy transmitter. That's what I was leaning towards. I don't have a good way to hide it necessarily, but I think it'll work. Just our things has some wireless power transmitter. Yeah, that's what I was looking at. That's what the plan was. Just because I really, if possible, want to try to avoid wires. Again, if possible. Can use camel to hide them. Interesting. I have no clue what the way around that is, Cryptex, but I would love to know it. Point. Flux point. Currently what I'm going to do, set a flux point down, set an energy transmitter on top of it. Connect this up to the network real quick. Pick you, render area. This is realistically going to be the center. And then going to go a lot that ways. Oh, that's not going to be big enough. Oh man. Camel can cover almost everything. Well, that's cool. So we can start with that and then go to there. Well, this makes me want to just shove them all together. You know? Okay. Once these are running, I feel like they're going to take more power than that, but for now they're chilling. We can turn off the render area. It's not bad. To be clear, I'm not at all upset with it. What are those? Applied. These guys. I want some of those. Some of these real quick. I don't need a ton. But then I do need some more dense cables and then some more wireless connectors. Wireless. These guys. Oh, that's right. That's where I was getting all my sand from. Well, that's inconvenient. I may have to go get all those back out. Put the transmitter in the middle and it should stretch to cover 11 blocks. We think so? I mean, it might. I'll send you the information. Thank you so much, Cryptex. I appreciate it. Let's see. Drawer. That in it. Give me one of these with sand. That's dust, I think. I'm going to set some of these down in here. Some that have pretty decent upgrades with the things I actually need. You're telling me not a single one of these had sand? What is that? That's gravel. That's cobble. That's dust. So I just don't have sand. That's the one. 100%. I did it for the Geor clusters. Okay, I'll go take a look. Let's see. So you're saying if it's over the middle, it stretches to 11? Let's render area again. So the only thing is I don't know how that, because it doesn't go any bigger than 5 in either direction, right? Oh, there's a new print post in ATM, 100K levels. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty impressive. So that's the only thing. Literally move the transmitter to the middle. I mean, I'll do it. I'll do it. But I don't see any way that makes a difference. So, I mean, technically over the top of this would be the middle. I will move it there. And then that. And this. And then now we drag it all back to 0, right? In the middle. And it doesn't, like, it doesn't go bigger. That's what I was trying to say. It is 13 wide, yeah. Will transmitters be enough to power all of them? Is limited to 1K FE per tick? Probably not. Probably not. But I was gonna try. We'll see. Yeah, it is so close. I agree. All right. So I don't have any sand. Is that what we're getting to here? I just have some normal sand, and we're just gonna do this real quick, and then throw it all in there. What was I gonna make with that? Dense cables? No, the wireless. These guys, 2 of them. We're just gonna make a bunch of them actually. Point and ultimate cables should be good. Yeah, I will probably end up going with the cables. I can run them up the back and they won't be that bad, but I do think it's going to take enough power where it probably is going to warrant that. Unless anybody else can come up with a better suggestion. I'm all ears. Break those 2. I should also be able to just run these dense cable. I don't know if that's actually going to work at all, but theoretically it should. I am going to run this all the way down to the end.
KRYPTX Plays says, better suggestion SFM LOL.
Yeah, I mean it is for every situation except possibly, I don't know. SFM might actually be the answer here. Because it could move everything, couldn't it? It's not a bad idea. It's really not. The problem is I can't do what I usually do with SFM and just steal somebody else's code. Yeah, no, I think that's actually a really good point, Cryptex. I'm just not sure I can do it yet. I'll put that there and then throw that in there. All right. So all of this should be hooked up now. 7 of 32. It should be all 7 of those. These should all have inventories. Machine is working. So now all I need to do is actually get the materials here.
Ismail Kinyilmaz says, you could use Ender Gate for energy.
I could, but at that point, I might as well go ahead and use the flux points because that's what I have been using. Ultimate universal cable. What I'm thinking for the cabling is we just do this. We run it up the backs as least visible as possible, right? And then we're just going to throw a flux point on it. So from there, select the right network. That should start powering everything. Not that it needs a lot of power yet. Cover all of this up. And in between. Okay, grand scheme of things, for what we're trying to accomplish here, it's not bad. You know? The Chronic Evolution has a wireless transfer. I might have to look into that too. Do you really, Cryptex? Do you have the SFM code for that? That low key, that might be the way to go. I feel like I'll have to set this up differently because I'll need, I mean, SFM cables will have to run to each of these, right? But the cables have got to look better than the Ultimate Universal cables. The wireless relay is pretty good. Okay. Well, once I get to that point, we could probably make this a lot better. For now, we're kind of stuck here. What I do want to do is get the top drawers for each of these put back in. So, I'm going to have some. So, this one's Blackstone. This one is something else. Oh, don't be doing that on me. What is that? Is that Blackstone too? Crushed Blackstone. Oh, okay, so that's for after. So I don't need that at all anymore. Break it. So this one, also don't need it all anymore. Hoping to get some of the, like, I thought I grabbed one of that, like the end stone. That one's pretty good. This one's just straight gravel. I did set some down. So I may have to go look at that in a second. Is deep slate its own thing? Pretty sure deep slate is its own thing. So that should start working. And then this is the one I was looking for, end stone. Okay, come on. There we go. In stone. Please don't be crushed in stone, is it? Of course it is. I needed the normal in stone. Okay, I'm gonna start keeping the ones that I know are not correct off to the side. Cobblestone. That one's right. One of these needs to just be cobblestone. Perfect. That's another good one we can use. That's gravel. That's something else. Don't care. But we're going to need to go pick the ones we put in that room up. That needs to be cobblestone. Cobble. Right there. And then... what was the other one? Endstone? Endstone's the other one, right? So I could just go maybe take a look and decide. I'm very curious what this SFM code looks like. I guarantee it's going to be... oh. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's not bad overall. That's really, like, grand scheme of things, that's not bad. But that feels like something more that I want to try to maybe troubleshoot when I'm not going to be having a bunch of eyes watching me set it up. You know? Thank you so much. I appreciate it. For those who don't know, it's my affiliate anniversary on Twitch, or whatever that is. Apparently it's the anniversary of whenever I became an affiliate. So that's something. Let's go ahead. Let's put endstone here. So that's crushed. This is normal. Yeah. Not that I really do much on Twitch, but that is what it is. So all of that should now have been put back into the ME system. Everything that's gone through there. I think they're all locked too. Beautiful. So now the only thing I really have to do here is keep these full, right? Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah, you like the reactors? They fit in nice, right? So if we're looking at doing that, realistically what we're actually looking at doing is moving all of this. Moving all of these setups to a place where it is substantially more organized and clean. Where I can use the modular routers to pull from each of them, and it's not a question of where things are. I think that's what we're going to try to do next. Because right now, we have a lot of stuff around, but not a lot of it is organized in any way. A new mod, routers, go channel of disk if you want to take a look at them all. For those of you Discord, no credit at all. They were created and shared to me. Nice. Yeah, I'll take a look at them for sure. Okay, so this is going to be for cobble. Do we move the cobble one first, or? Well, let's plan. Let's plan first. So I've got at least 4 of these. How many of them should there be? I don't really need the cobble one anymore, do I? Because I have the infinity cobble cell. Did you singularity tanks for the fluids? I probably should do that as well.
Ismail Kinyilma says you could use singularity tanks for the fluids.
Tanks, these ones? And then how much do I need to fill it? You can just export to the drawers. Yeah, so that'll take care of all the ones that cobblestone is involved with. But then we're looking at endstone. deep slate, and netherrack. How? Hold up a second. In stone. Okay, yeah, that's actually going to take a little bit more time because I haven't set up any of that yet. All right. Let's do this. Let's get a compacting drawer. Oh, that's for cobble. That's already got stuff in. I'm going to need to make a new one of those. We're going to use it for, I didn't even get close, compacting. That one. Make those real quick. All right, so let's figure out how we want to set this up. We're spawning chickens, apparently. That's what we're doing now. Could do the resource creation directly above it, and or possibly in the center. Nerf of the Time one is coming after all the series of all the months. Yeah, for real. For real. Only one bucket. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's what we're hoping for. So now the question is how and where, or do I even put that in here? Yo, what's up, Michael? How's it going? Because that's not necessarily like an industry thing, right? I don't know what that is or fits in. I'm open to suggestions, but I really don't know how exactly I want to do that. I do think I'm going to want to put them the other direction. So singularity tank and whatever else needs to go there. That's too far away. That, and then let's just go grab one of them and we'll move it over. Hide it underground? I mean, I could. But the point is kind of to showcase the setups, right? You know? So this is flowing lava and witch water. This is just lava and lava, right? So if I were to grab 2 buckets. Lava and lava. And then we have stone block generator. Okay, let's upgrade these real quick. Stone block generator. Move those. I can make the iron one. You're telling me I don't have a recipe for a bucket yet. Give me a second. This is going to be me saying I should have this recipe, and I'm going to be creating the recipe. See? That's progress for me. Most of y'all probably don't know that, but that is a step in the right direction for John right there. Okay, I know I'm using the lava buckets I created, but I'm not super worried about it. There is a lot of lava around, and I can always make more of it. I think I'm making the gold one, right? And then suddenly I, once again, need more. Throw that in there for the emerald one. Got it. And then we might as well make the diamond one because, I don't know, we might as well. I had... Did I not have lava in the system? I had a lot of... What were they? Magmatic generators or these guys? Fluid drawers with the magmatic upgrades. But I just remembered I actually do have lava over here. Hello, gentlemen. Grab a couple of those. Slide on back over. We can put all of that back up in there real quick. And then we're looking for generator. Diamond one. We'll snag it. And then I should just need 2 of these buckets of lava. Go into the singularity tanks. And I think this should work right. Progress, exactly. I'm good, dude. Stressing, trying to learn P2P, building the tree. I posted in Discord. That's funny. Yeah, I've been ridiculed for it, but I refuse to use P2P. Mostly because, like, I don't need to. That should be right, correct? I think just in this, I also have to specify netherrack and there. Is that correct? Hey, you just reminded me. Why can I not bucket out my fluid drawers? I have to pipe out into a tank and then I can bucket it out. Netherrack underneath. I forgot about that part. You should be able to. I think the only reason you wouldn't be able to, maybe you're using the wrong keybind is the only thing I can think of, potentially. Give me both those real quick. Okay, so then put that light gray concrete back. So that should just start generating. And on top of that, I go get my router stuff for this. Yeah, left click, it's counterintuitive. Everything else to pull out is right click, but this one's left click for some reason. Snag that, because I might as well.
P Crossfire says, sup.
Yo, what's up, PT? How's it going? How are you? Alright. So this is the one I want. With all of the modules and upgrades. We will have to reconfigure a little bit of that, but for the most part, it'll be fine. I tried left click, right click, shift click. So you have to left click with a bucket. So from here, set that there. Then I'm gonna throw everything in. Polar module. I think I hit C on it. Pull it from down. That should fill it. Then this guy needs to send to there. All right, let's make sure it's doing it. And then I'm going to add upgrades to all this. Oh, it is. Sweet. Okay. I want 4 of these for each setup. I have 7 setups. It should be 42. I think. But then I probably want those same upgrades for my compacting drawers up top. Add another 10. See how close that gets me. Use ender drawers to move them to the generators. Could. It's not about, like, you're talking ender chests. I could do that for sure. Slap a storage bus on it and pull the bucket from the terminal. That's not a bad idea either. Or even if you link the drawer to your functional storage controller and then have your storage controller linked to your ME system, you can pull it from the terminal there too. What am I doing? We're trying to make things ever so slightly more organized and clean. Like, it's not going to get crazy organized, but more organized is what we're going for here. So everything is moving off of our initial island, and we are putting it in buildings that make sense for what the items are. All that. Okay, perfect. Now I could... I don't know. I'm trying to debate on how I want to get the cobblestone to all of the other 3. Okay, this one here was the cobblestone one. Don't really need that to be cobblestone anymore, so we're going to take it. And we're going to grab a bucket of the witch water. So the problem is this one has to be flowing, right? That's glowstone. Well, of course that's going to keep flowing. So what do I do with the flowing one? The distribution module could be good. Yeah, it will be if I decide to go with modular routers. I just use storage buses, have everything connected to your ME system. With that, you can do everything you want and need to. Not a bad idea. Extractor for endstone. Is that easier? Where is that? It always hides because it's so dark. There it is. Recipes for it. Extractor. There's so many. Endstone. So I need some sort of purple block underneath. Endstone, extractor, and then okay. And it can go in basically any orientation. That certainly seems a little bit easier. It may not be as fast, but Seems a lot easier. Let's, so I need, we'll just set it up real quick because I've got the time and can. So bottom block, that. You got the extractor. Oh, and a purple block underneath it, right? Or is that the purple block can be in any orientation? I don't have that. Oh, but I can make one. If I do that and then I put a chest on top of it, will it run? Or am I doing that entirely backwards?
Crossfire says,
I might be doing that
for flowing
backwards.
lava you can use a fluid drawer with a dripping upgrade outputting to a tank.
Oh. Oh. Oh, that's a really good point. That's actually a really good point. Much slower though, in-stone setup with blockchain is better in another dimension as it flows slower in the overworld. That makes a lot of sense. A drawer. What we were looking for. We'll have to probably unlock this one because I have no clue what's in it right now. So let's grab a config tool. I also don't know if I actually have that set up correctly. At all. No clue. Alright. Locked it back. There we go. So this is backwards then, so it needs to go the other direction. Hopefully that's just it, and it's not the purple block has to be actually underneath. Alright. Did it same way twice. Try this again. Alright. What am I doing wrong here? Why wouldn't it go the other direction? Mine's in another. I have an ender chest pushing into the drawer to the overworld. That's smart. Oh, there. Okay, so it's not the direction. It is actually some sort of misconfiguration I have here. So let's go back and look. Extractor. It needs to go under the enderstone. Well, that's just incredibly inconvenient.
Lex Unam says, purr.
So in that case, I got to move this whole setup up one. And then endstone. And then extractor. And then the drawer? Or is the extractor still upside down? There it is. Okay, finally it starts working. Jeez. All right, that'll function for endstone. I don't know. The problem is I just need to get endstone from here to there.
Lex Unam says,
I don't know how I want to do
gold
that.
tip is the output side.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. All right, throw most of this stuff back in here. And then, so those were both for this, which you're now getting from here, which I'm fine with. Purple under the enderstone, ender drawer. Ender drawers could work really well. You know what? Fantastic point. Now, are we talking about ender chests or they're actually ender drawers? Or are we just talking about these guys here?
P Crossfire says, you can use a modular router to move the items.
I know, it just takes an extra thing, an extra spot. Ender. Oh, there are actual ender drawers. Interesting, interesting, interesting. A couple of those. One of these. One more of those. And then get rid of this guy. Put this guy there. And then get rid of this guy. And put this guy there. Right? Now, how do I link them? You have to use your linking tool to link the two drawers together. Well, that was exactly what I needed to know. Okay. So multiple, single, move,
Lex
add.
Hunam says,
How do I
as long as the router is on range,
sync
you
it?
can use router underground.
I could, you're right. Left click with the linking tool, I think. Stored frequency in the tool. Give me that back. There we go. Okay, okay. It's working. Can I lock them? I cannot. But that's fine. It shouldn't put anything else in there other than Instone anyways. All right. Well, that's one of the setups out of the way. That's handy. Let's, what were the other two? Deep Slate and Cobble Deep Slate? Looks like. Grab that. Grab that. Does Deep Slate need to be underneath it? Deep Slate. Got an extractor recipe too. Why don't... Is it Cobble Deep Slate that I'm making? Block generator. Okay, so it doesn't. It just needs to be packed ice, lava, and that. All right. That I can actually do very easily. So here, singularity tank there, this guy right there. Then I do need to go get a bucket of lava, unless I have one handy. I do. Bingo. And then I just need to put it in something. Always click on the side of the drawer to lock them. Stop you from putting the tool in. It's probably a very smart way to do it. You need another compacting drawer. One of those, please. I'm gonna move this to here real quick. Wee. Cool. All right, we'll throw the compacting drawer right on top here, and then we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna modular router it. Is just Deep Slate. I want to make sure if I'm putting some in here, it's the right thing. Cobbled Deep Slate. Perfect. So that should... It's starting to fill up. Excellent. Modular routers. And we're going to move it down to the Cobbled Deep Slate one. And then I should just have one left. And then we can wipe out all of this here. So this guy... Give me a second. Most of this stuff I did need, but now don't. So get it a little cleaned up here. Okay. Cobble Deep Slate. Moving. Stack those. Cinder. Polar. That can stay in there, whatever. We'll take this one. Compacting drawer. Don't get the items anymore if they are depleted. What do you mean? So that there. Polar. I know I could do this from inside, but we're just going to do it from here for now. Going to pull from down. Sender. It's going to send to whatever needs the Cobble Deep Slate. Maybe this guy. So now we throw that in there, throw those in there. And it should fill up and send out incredibly quickly. Okay. I have 2 of those going, 3 of those going, because this is going out too, right? Theoretically. I have no clue if that's actually running at all. Because it's not storing anything in here. It's also not sending any out. Give any look at the netherrack underneath it. It's still there.
P Crossfire says, where is your GEOR setup? KRYPTX Plays says, look
Netherrack
at
drawer is
chat
empty.
LOL.
You need to lock it so it continues to generate. Oh, that's actually a great point. No, you're right. You're right. I didn't think about that at all. because if it does become empty, then it will stop generating. We're just going to do this because I don't want to have to do it the other way. There we go. Got another rec. We do that. Okay, that needs to not be as fast. That right there, lock it. Okay. So now that should continue to generate. I didn't realize I was pulling it out faster than it could even generate anything. And I'm doing the same thing here now. Okay. Okay. So cobbled. I'm glad we eventually figured that out. Deep slate. But yeah, you're right. I was like super into what I was doing and did not pay attention to chat whatsoever. My bad. That's on me. That's totally on me. And you put netherrack in the drawer. Yep, we got it. we're slow. I'll admit it. We're slow, but we got there. All right. So those are two. I think there was just one more that we didn't have yet because cobble's good. Those three are good. So it's blackstone. And then how we want to get our cobble there. It's a Wednesday. Exactly. Exactly. All right, put all that up there. What are we doing for blackstone over here? Are we doing anything for it? We don't have a generator for that. Oh, so that's right. We're getting it as a craft. How was I exporting it? Because we're getting a bunch of it in here somewhere. Somewhere. There it is. Yeah, so we're just exporting direct from here. It's just a question of how I was doing that. You get Wednesday. Yo, Pastor Mike, what's up? Blackstone is also an extractor. I have almost 1 million of it. I don't know if I need more. Pastor Mike, thank you so much, man. What the heck? Not much. We're just hanging out on a Wednesday playing some modded Minecraft, enjoying life. That is all that's going on right now. Nothing crazy at all. PT is quaking in his boots, ready for another war. Yeah, it's been a good day. It's been a good day so far. So Blackstone. What I could do. Also, you are not compacting the chunks in Blackstone coming out of the sieves anymore. That's true. All of that's going to go into the system direct. So I may need to find a way to extract it to do all of that. Maybe, or I could set up on like a what? Not the quantum compute. Yeah, quantum computers is what I was thinking. But requesters maybe a better. No, that wouldn't be a better option. I don't know. Some sort of auto crafting, bulk storage style compression might work. You could set up a crafter. I could do that. All of those are actually really good options. Oh, PT's throwing out fighting words. I missed that. All right. First question. How am I going to get Blackstone into this drawer? I actually have no earthly idea how I want to do that. The best option I've got that I can think of is like... use an ME interface here and then have all of the items I need. A modular router. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it would work. I just want it to stay looking pretty, and I don't know where I'm going to put that router at. That's the only thing. All right, we're just going to do it. Modular routers. I'll grab one of these. I need a sender. I didn't create patterns for any of those. Well, let's do that real quick. Will it be a day 5 for your Alien 10 or did something happen? Yes, there will be. I just wanted a break. And so we're back onto the sky. fluid router, item router, modular router. What router are you talking about, Tordson? Exporter, BBL router, importer, exporter. And then where's the, is there an actual router here somewhere? I see connectors and exporters and importers, but not an actual router. No. Nothing happened to the world. We're still playing it. It's still going. But I kind of missed all the mods into the sky. And so we came back here. But you can use a control access point. Control. I could do that too. Exporters and importers are what you use. Oh. Okay. I mean, I guess I should have probably made a pattern for the importer too.
P Crossfire says
you have to walk me through how this works.
Update the TDS server.
I do need to do that. You're right. You're right. I do. It is still a little bit out of date. Okay, I gotta make a pattern for that real quick. Do it direct out of wood so I don't have to worry about it later. I've got one exporter and one importer. So, and then are there like speed upgrades? RF upgrades? Exporter on the ME interface. Importer on the drawers. Importer on the drawers. Importer on that drawer right there. Okay. And then exporter on an ME interface. Which I don't have one handy. How is there a distance limitation? Speed and item upgrades. If there's not a distance limitation, I'm putting this over here. And can I just slap it on the front of this? No, I can't actually do that. Aren't you sitting on an interface? Not from what okay. Not really. There are some interfaces there, but none that are like easy to get to reuse. Because they're all working on like actual blocks down there. You know, like there are none that are like actually hooked up to anything. That aren't already dedicated for something, I think is a better way to say that. How many is that? That's just using 9 right now. If I throw that on there, it's powered. And then I can do Blackstone. Into there. And set it for max. And then do this. Okay, now I assume I'm going to need whatever linking tool is, right?
What you're doing right now could be done by just using storage buses.
I could, but it wouldn't be as pretty. We're going for pretty. Connector. I don't know if that did anything. I have no clue. How do I not get one shot by wardens? I want to be tanky. What's the best armor? War unobtainium with all enchants. I'm still getting one shot. I'm going to be honest. The enchants are kind of secondary to the affixes that you can get. Added importer position. Is that working now? Or do I need to come back over here? Is it click exporter first, then importer? Okay. So added importer to exporter? Yeah, I would recommend looking into Apothic affixes. I have no clue if that's working at all. I don't think it is. You didn't tell it what to export. So it needs to know what to export. So if I tell it this, it'll start exporting that. Now you need the item cards. Okay, and that's going to make it go faster, right? I have no clue if it's working at all right now. Item. Okay, so that's exactly what we want to do. I want the item for which we're going to make crafting patterns for all of. Item 4. And then you said also do speed 4. And then we craft one of each of those. Yeah, I just need one probably for the exporter of each, right? I would assume. You just need the cards? Okay. Right click on the exporter and then shift right click on the importer. One each. Yeah. Jeez. Holy smokes, that's fast. All right, well, I'm just going to let that do its thing. I kind of might want some blackstone, though. Give me a second. We're going to go with that. That way it always has some, but it doesn't have too much. We're going to do one more real quick. Can I use one exporter to several importers? Is that a thing? That's exactly what I was thinking. Because if I could go dink, 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 and then at all those importer positions, I don't know if it resets or anything, but make one of those real quick, and then do one of the. Actually, those already should be. Well, no, because I'm using a different exporter. One, that exporter. Because then I can just keep an extra a stack of cobble here. Perfect. And then add the extra exporter on. And then put that in that. And then add that. Added importer to exporter. Use that same exporter since the drawers are locked. You're probably right. So then I need to come in here and grab this one and add it as well, right? And then I'm going to filter this just for the sake of doing it. Just to make sure the blackstone never comes through. And I probably don't want these so incredibly full all the time. So it will start filling up the next one. Beautiful. Okay. So grab that. We'll go connect it again. They're probably linked. You just need to round robin the module. Exporter module. How do I do that? Shift. Right click the importer. Right click on an exporter to link it. Right click to unclick. Okay. I have no clue how to round robin it. Oh, it's just another upgrade? Oh, that's not. Let's just make sure here. So this should get up to 49.2 and then hopefully start on that one. Hopefully. 49.2. Okay, so it's not. So let's go link it real quick and make sure it works. Are those wireless? Yeah, they are wireless. Okay, added importer to exporter. So I think it only does one at a time. I think that's what we're seeing here. Yep. Okay. Excellent. Well, so those are going to run constantly. So now we've got all of that running constantly at a pretty high rate of speed with the exception of this one. And I don't know why that's broken. Why is it pulling in 1x? Can I filter what it pulls in? I can. I have to do this one. Give me a second here. Grab that. Grab this. See, we're blacklist, whitelist, netherrack. And then throw all that back in there. Grab that out. And so now it'll just pull netherrack. All right. Didn't realize I was going to have to do that. But now that I know, I'm going to do it on both.
Where's the top donators page?
I have no clue. I don't have one. Just whitelist that. So it can all go in there. Okay, much better. I think that's a pretty solid setup and is so much more compact than it was before. And the only thing that's slowing us down is possibly this guy right here. But that's fine. It looks so much better than it did before. I don't think YouTube even has an option to store that data long term. Like I sincerely don't think they have an option for a top dono page. No, I don't know. I don't know if I'll do that. I'll turn that off real quick. I haven't looked in a while at what hearts I've got in here. Total canister is 20, which means the greens and the blues are the only ones I haven't made. Can I make 10 of these? No. Can I make 10 of these? Also no. Okay. But we're getting close. The green ones are the only ones we're missing. Can you please do a short video on the routers once you get it figured out? You know what? I might. It seems to be working incredibly well. What is being sent into there still? Oh, do I have this being... Oh. So I could theoretically still pull anything with chunks in there. Xdiorium or chunks. Oh, that's pulling it back. So I really need something sending from here to there. Oh, this is what was sending Blackstone before. So instead what we're going to do is use this to send ore chunks. Remove that. We're going to add one. What was it? That, this, that, no, X, D, Orum, or underscore chunks. There's no way I got that right first try. There we go. Okay. And then for now, we're just going to take our item pipes and we're going to pull it back right across here into there. And that should start dumping all of the ore chunks into here from everything else we're doing. I think. I can't remember who recommended it. I think it was Lex possibly, but get a cross-dimensional access with ME now. Heck yeah, that's such a good idea. I do... So... Punk. Oh, there's a lot of them. There are a lot of them indeed. Wonder... much easier this would be. Like if I were to throw... The problem is it's going to make me redo the tag. Always go for an ender chest plus dimensional card. Very smart. I can't tell if it's putting the chunks in here or not. And if it is, it's not doing it fast enough. So, let's just swap this out real quick and see if this does it any faster. That, the Orum, or chunks. What'd I do wrong there? I can't remember what I did wrong there. We're just gonna try it again. Hashtag X. Is there X underscore Diorum? And then I thought it was all one word. Someday I'll be a YouTube mod like Barrex. Could you use a tag export bus to send the items if they are in the item cells? I could. XDORM. And then or underscore chunks. Didn't I just have this right? Didn't I? I literally, not even 2 minutes ago, had this correct. I got it first try there too. XDORM. DEOR. Is it because it was capitalized? DEOR. Or chunks. That's missing an underscore. Okay, cool. I think I spelled it wrong the first time. All right, there's that. Copy and paste. I should have done that. You're right. I don't know why I was trying to make it more complicated than it had to be. You can put the 2 pipe upgrades into a crafting table and copy it. I did not know that. That is good to know. All right.
Lex Unam says, maybe if you use something called copy and paste.
Yeah, that would work too. Why am I getting... Okay, so that's because of the hammer. I can live with that. Why am I not getting the ore chunks back in here? That is a whitelist mode. It should be pulling all of those out. But it is not. Or is it because functional storage can't see what's in me? Is that what it is? Is that the problem? That's got to be the problem, right? It's one way. No, you're right. They are not on drawers. So instead, what I should do is use an export bus with acceleration cards and a fuzzy card, right? Use a tag export bus? I mean, I'll give it a shot. I'm trying new stuff today anyways. There's an export bus. Here's a tag. Wouldn't a fuzzy card be just as easy? Fuzzies for NBT. Okay. We're gonna put that there. Cable. We're gonna run it from here across the front. And then I'm gonna break this cable here because I don't actually need it anymore because it's not doing its job or working at all. So you're saying a tag export bus, whitelist filter, and then we can add acceleration cards. So what I need to do is add that same whitelist filter. So why is it not, do I have to actually just type it in? XD or, that. No, because it doesn't let me put in any special characters in there. How do I add tags? It's not letting me put the actual, like, tags in there. Unless it just is like or underscore chunks. Is that a thing?
P Crossfire says, you don't use the tag bus.
Oh, it's with that. Okay, but I can't even put, like I can do X, D, or, but I can't put the semicolon. Oh, I can't put a semicolon. It just wouldn't let me before. I'm probably just dumb. Or underscore function. That's right. Okay. So does that stay? It does stay. I'm not seeing ore chunks move into there though. Grab all 4 of those. Throw them in here. XD or chunks. That's what I have. Is that not right, Tordson? It looks correct. X diorum or chunks. Silver ore. Okay, so it is putting it in here and then compressing it. I think it's just starting with silver, right? Hold up, let's check. Or chunks. Yeah, okay. All right, it's working now. We're good. So it's just going to take it 8 years and it's going to pick all the random ones first. But then, once it does that, it'll start feeding them all into here like they should be. And then all of those get pushed into something. They go somewhere. Where are they going? What are they doing? Do those? Oh, they do still go to here. Okay. All right. Well, that's good. All of that's figured out again, at least. And it looks like it is working fast enough to keep up with the other stuff. Did you? Yeah, I did add 4 acceleration cards. All of those are in there. So it's going as fast as it can. It's and my bad. Got it. Okay. So hopefully that should be our whole auto crafting ore process again. PT wanted to see the ore production stuff for Geors. That's all right here. So we have basically 2 different lanes.
Ismail Kinyilma says, you could use speed augment for the furnaces.
I could. I'm planning on upgrading those furnaces a lot as I move them over anyways. So I'm just trying to do things one step at a time to get me from a gross looking base to a decent looking base. That's what we're going for. I wouldn't say I've made a ton of progress on that regard yet, but we're getting there. I'm going to move this over because I can.
Plays says,
and I'm going to put it in one of the corners.
Furnaces.
Yeah. The furnaces do need to be upgraded. So I think I went 2 out and the one in the center. Like that. I have 8 left still. Did I make 8 extras? Also, I liked them better when they were sideways. Like if I did that. And then I'm fine with these ones being up and down, but I think I'm gonna turn the other ones on the other sides out as well. I think it just had 8 extras, so I think that's the restock. 3, 4, 1. No, that looks like Garbo. Give me that back. All right. Put those back there. We're gonna call that fine for now. I'll throw the others back in. FYI, more of those alternators you have, the faster it goes. Yes, I do know that. I haven't used it for very much though. Mad delay on the TTS. I'm sorry. Should use my design where they're facing up and the layer above. I probably should. I probably should. But again, I haven't used that for anything. I can break this. Good to go. That's good to go. Eventually. All of these cables I should be mostly done with now. Certainly anything on the right side of this. Let me go double check what all this is connected to real quick, but I'm pretty sure that is connected to the furnaces. Oh man, give me 2 seconds.
Lex Unam says, now is sassy time extreme reactors, sass sass sass.
I'm back. I did not hear it. What did I not hear? Is now sassy time extreme reactor sass sass sass. It looks cool too when the purple particles activate. They hover in the middle, acting like they're transferring into each other. Oh, that is actually really cool. Oh, you can go 3 deep with the alternators. I didn't know that. But again, I haven't used that Endercrafter for hardly anything yet, so I'm not too exceptionally worried about it. I think is this where that comes down? I don't like that. Give me a second. We're gonna reconnect a couple things real quick and then change some things up. Power's going down right there. Right there. That'll connect it all in, and then we're gonna probably disconnect everything else. Or at least a little bit. Or at least all the stuff I don't need. So all that's fine. Then we can break this. Oh, come on. Don't make me wait 8 years. I just need to make sure it's not connected anymore. So it doesn't ulti-mine a whole bunch of stuff I don't want it to ulti-mine. That's what we're trying to avoid. It didn't. Perfect. Excellent. We'll throw all those back in there. Don't think it needs more power. Not yet. Not yet. 10 bucket. No, you're right, Cryptex. That's exactly who it was. It was my neighbor. You're right. What are these? Small cobblestone bricks. We're just going to fill in the holes real quick. Small cobblestone bricks. I'm going to throw all of these in here. Fill in all. Okay, so this is starting to become so much more manageable. Let's take our extractors and move those over as well. So we'll break those and that. We'll break these two. And then
Lex Unam says,
this
I
guy.
have 1.69 GFE generation of power in the server. It will eat it fast with the SFM.
That's crazy. That is so much, actually. So then I can do that there and that there. What did I miss? I needed that. I do need to get stable footing. I actually do. What are y'all's thoughts on how I should get that? So it's extracting and that there, right? And then, oh, that's in the wrong one. No, I don't want, I did need one dragon egg, but I didn't want all of those. This goes right there. No. There. There. That. Okay. All that's working now. You know what? Grand scheme of things, that's pretty okay for me. I can live with that. Let me grab the linking tool again. Okay, how do I clear out a frequency? Cleared drawer frequency. So we're still hooked onto that, which is what we want. Right clear, add that one, that one. Perfect. Done. Can you get stable footing from Ender.io just for the turbine? Do you have a list of all that is needed? And I have everything for it. Pretty sure you can get stable footing from the boots that the wandering trader sells. Yeah, that would be if I didn't kill all of them. You know? What I also could do is get a couple of these and like a lot of those, and then do this a couple times. Honestly, 60 is way more than enough. And then we do this. But we get I want a filtration shelf. That's going to take way too long. I no longer care about a filtration shelf. I do, however, care about lapis. Apparently, I don't care about spelling. Here, lapis, and the book. So, stable footing. We got it. Easy as that. That wasn't bad. Why do you guys think it was going to be so hard? I think it's on every book I've enchanted so far, except maybe the first one. I kind of feel bad because I know Dragonster has been hardcore trying to get stable footing for a very long time and couldn't. And I just did it like first try. It's over here. Take off the boots, put them in there, put the stable footing on, put the boots back on. Okay, so that's good. That was easy. I forgot you had full apothic enchant. Yeah, I do. It's nice. We like it. It's not like the optimal setup. Like it takes up more space than it probably should, but whatever. I'm not too worried about it. Okay. That's moved. B stuff's still here. Geors will need to go over, and what I'm probably gonna end up doing is split this into like actually 2 setups or 1.
Lex Unam says,
it's either gonna go.
Besides that, put in a corner 2 thermal evaporation towers just to start farming lithium.
I could. I'm either gonna go in one big long straight line for this, and then have a set of hammers on each end, and that's probably what I'm gonna do. I don't think I'll end up doing anything else. What, you back again? 2 in one night? All right, I got. Oh no, I didn't. I just got 4. I thought I got 408 phantom membranes from that. Are we still? Oh, we are. We are going with those wither simulations. Let me tell you. Oh, and some warden ones too. So I'm thinking I want to move the mystical ag stuff to our tree island. Highly agree with that, Tortzen. I mind it's insane. Do big gym setup for Geors? Yeah. Kind of want to do that, but I kind of want to. So the thing is, that's 24, right? 24 Geors you can have in there. The problem with my current building is that it's too narrow up and down, right? But it could potentially be very cool if I did like one of those setups, but for each ore, you know, like made 24 of each of them. Like I get that's overkill by like a lot, but it took up 4 blocks vertical. Well, then I may be able to actually fit it in there. Like I think I've got at least 4. Yeah. We may be able to put it in there then. But I was thinking about doing one for each, and like it could like have its own island. Wouldn't that be sick? I feel like that'd be sick. Maybe I'm just psycho, but I feel like that'd be pretty cool. I don't really know what else I want to move right now. All of the industrial foregoing stuff made sense to move. All the mechanism stuff made sense. We can move some furnaces, but I think really our next thing that we're going to need to do is moving our ME controller, and that's going to be a pain, but I think long term it's going to help a lot. I do want to see if this thing ever caught up with dry ice. Oh, it did, barely, but it has caught up. Are these things still running? Oh, they're going. Jeez. I vote for the thermal towers now because lithium will be a pain to get. How about the celestial manipulator?
Says, I vote for the thermal towers
For
now.
always daytime?
BCS lithium
Not a bad
will be a
idea
pain
either.
to get.
Automate just dire things. Oh, dude, they're all great ideas. They're all actually really good ideas. But all of those are adding things. And I don't want to add things until like I've cleaned up the mess I've already made, right? So like we cleaned this up. We can actually get rid of all of this now. And I'm super proud of that. Like that is pretty big progress for the day. We can get rid of all of those setups right there. Which means all of this long term can just be wiped out and gone, right? I think the next step of what we get rid of is trying to figure out how to do without this chest or move this chest, and then also rehoming our ME controller. Because I think those are going to be the hardest two things to actually like do. I think most everything else, like the lithium, some of the other stuff like that, is going to be pretty easy. The only thing is I don't know where I'm going to put my mystical ag stuff on the tree island yet, or where all the fishing stuff is going to go there. But I would like to make better utilization of this space besides just bees. Like even if I threw the mystical ag farm back here in a corner, I think that would be better use of the space. Let's just do that. Break all that real quick. They do have to have like a certain light level. I don't know if I'm too worried about that or not. I'm not sure. We'll find out. Break all that real quick. Did you not want to have controller inside the tower? I'm not too sure about the controller inside the tower. I'm really thinking the draconic thing on top, and then I'm not sure what else. I mean, maybe underneath that top bit in the tower, we'll see. But I do know that I do want to copy paste or cut paste this whole setup over there. That's a copy paste. I'm looking for the cut paste. Should be easy enough. Cut paste for this will work, right? Just double checking before I do it. Because the goal, start on, no, that's just both there. There we go. That, right? Placed it on the inside. You know what? That's a good plan. That's actually a pretty decent plan. I will have to relink this stuff, but okay, cut that. Oh, it didn't take that. That's fine. It's close. I wonder if it'll keep the plants like actually planted still, or if I'll have to redo that. It fits. Place her down, I guess. Yeah, plants are still planted, so the only thing I'm gonna have to go do now is quickly grab. I probably should have put water down first, but I need to pick up these. That, grab that. All right. I could have done any number of things, but we're gonna grab this actual bucket here. Grab that and fly it back over. Should work fine, yeah. And Lex, I think you're right. I think that's where we'll put the controller, and we may actually go ahead and do that too. I think these guys are going to start breaking pretty quickly as soon as the rain's gone, because there is no water down here. So that 9x9 ME interface, wireless controller, wireless connector. We're gonna connect this back up, and then that's moved. All right, which one's dead? That one. Connected. All right. So next up, we wanted to move the Fisher. So let's go ahead. Grab just a little bit of cobble real quick. Put one right there. And when I gotta come up 3 here. Yeah. So that I can go that. And then this. And then the cut. Hopefully that whole thing works. Oh, that's not gonna work. Hey, wait, there's a creeper in my world with a backpack I've never seen before. Ooh. Does it look cool or is it a lame backpack? I'm assuming since you're mentioning it, it must look cool. Why is it not? Oh, that's a beehive. I'm gonna say, why is it not chopping the whole tree down? Like a little bit of room right here. And then you. Should go right there. Excellent. So then I just have to go get the flux point. Throw it right on top. Give it power. And that thing should be just fine again. Excellent. All right. Fisher's going still. It's a regular backpack, but I've never seen a creeper with a backpack before. Yeah, I don't think I've seen a creeper with one either. I've seen a lot of the other mobs with backpacks. But I don't recall seeing a creeper with one. The other thing I could do is move this into there, but do it horizontal instead of vertical. Lay it on its side. I think that may be the way to go. How's this working? Is it still... Oh, it's got a lot. It's got a whole lot. So it's not putting latex in here still. That's probably because I took away a fluid cable. We'll throw that back there. Grab that guy, and we will just start exporting it from there because there's more than enough latex in there. I could go for a plastic bee. It'll give you the foregoing latex and the Ortex plastic. That sounds very nice. There's a good chance I do end up doing that, especially because I built a gigantic island for bees, so I might as well, right? But for now, I do think I want to move that. I just don't think I want to move it yet. Grab this guy. I think the goal is to clean off this island and then break it all down. However, I don't think I'm going to do all of that right now because I'm quite hungry, and I think it might be time for me to go figure out some dinner. So I'm going to do that, but I appreciate every single one of y'all for joining and for hanging out. This building here is coming together nicely. We're getting a lot of stuff built in there, and I have a feeling that we're going to finish moving everything over next episode. What I'm thinking, we'll move all the stuff over to here, and then we will probably dedicate an entire layer to hostile neural networks. Get all your Ortec plastic from at 30 seconds of Taiwan. Give me 12K plastic. That's actually nuts. That's crazy. Thank you so much, Cryptex. I appreciate it. Y'all have a great rest of your night, and I appreciate every single one of y'all. Bye.